Greetings, everyone. Well, happy whatever it takes Wednesday. If you are interested in diving in a little bit deeper to see what are some common problems, what are some solutions that can be offered, then you're in the right place. Because today, in honor of Wednesday, I like to go with the theme of whatever it takes. The origin of whatever it takes Wednesday goes back to one of my great mentors who taught me and many of his other students that a key to success is being able to determine what it's going to take to get those goals accomplished, to get the clients from where they are to where they want to be. And I learned this from one of my great mentors because when we would have either a group call or a one-on-one call, and if we were asking him a specific question, like as an example, I was working with an organization at the time who had really brand new, never had sales experience before employees. And I was faced with a lot of resistance, not resistance that they were having with me per se, but with resistance to do the work which was required to fill their pipelines. And it was a stumbling block for me. When I started working with that organization, the owner of the organization, I don't think was even really fully aware that his people did not have the sales experience, or wasn't aware of all the resistance. And like I said, that was a big stumbling block for me. But what I learned from my mentor was that we have to adopt that whatever it takes mindset. And to me, that whatever it takes mindset is really getting super laser lucid clear on identifying the problem and what solution you can provide to resolve that problem. And it really opened my eyes because what that taught me too was, everything is not like everything is not standard. Pretty much nothing is, right? I mean, we need to, if you're a CEO or founder, you certainly need to have standard operating procedures. Of course, that doesn't mean that you wouldn't have exceptions to the rule, but you need to have an operations manual. You need to have the standard operating procedures, of course. But what I learned was that we have to get really good at doing whatever it takes to find those solutions, to develop those solutions to those top of mind problems that our clients have. Because, you know, and this is exciting to me, and I hope this is exciting to you because, you just really don't know. You really don't know. I certainly don't have all the answers. And if you are in a coaching or consulting role, we really don't know what clients are going to show up with, what they're faced with. I know when I first started coaching, I was working with healthcare executives, and some of those healthcare executives, my caregiving agency was helping with their family members. So, I had some caregivers on staff with my healthcare agency that were providing care, supplemental care, to their family members. And what I mean by supplemental is they had family members that were caring for our clients. They may have lived with our clients, or our clients lived with them, however the scenario was. And then the caregiving in other parts of the world, they call them carers. In the United States, we tend to refer to them as caregivers. So a lot of these families would supplement the care with our caregivers. In some cases, we had families that hired our caregivers full time, and my caregivers provided live in care, sometimes even 7 days a week. So it really just depended on what the family needed and what the budget was, because we were private pay. Insurance does not cover caregiving, except in some circumstances it could be reimbursable, but there are lots of guidelines. So the whole thing is that with in the United States anyways, the caregiving is private pay. And then if the client has long-term care insurance, then they could be eligible to get reimbursed. When I had my caregiving company, I would fill out the paperwork for reimbursement for the long-term care, but the long-term care insurance company needs to pay the family directly. They cannot send a check to the company, the caregiving company. So, anyways, my point is uh, that we provided care to a lot of these healthcare family members when I first started in coaching. And uh, sometimes the my clients would have a life issue that they needed to work through, talk through some kind of a conflict, or they were concerned about having to travel when their loved one was sick, or going through a procedure. Other times, of course, it would be behavioral, or business related. When I first started in coaching, a lot of the clients came to me to get help with their whole definition of time. They felt that they didn't feel that time was abundant. They felt that they had a shortage of time. And so we would go through a whole process and methodology to try to figure out why we're why was it appearing that way, and what could we do so that they didn't feel so stressed about time. But nowadays, what I focus on is primarily sales and marketing coaching, and some fractional work for CEOs and founders who may be looking to build out their sales and marketing, or to change up their sales and marketing departments. And of course, we have the technology and the tools that help, so that we can really get super clear on where they are to where they want to be. And the tools, of course, are very, very important, not just from the digital marketing perspective, but just from the metrics, and being able to look and see, what's working, what needs improvement, and all of those, important factors. I like to explain to people, though, that when it comes to the sales and marketing and doing whatever it takes to get those results, it's not usually just one thing. I mean, there could be one thing that helps to make a big or small shift, but it really needs to be a symphony of the right things to produce the optimal results. A lot of times when I've started with clients, when they've enrolled with our company, They sometimes think that they have to get everything, all their ducks in a row. They want to get a book published. They want to have, they want the website done. They want to get the digital marketing, the email and texting campaigns, which we help organize that before they even think that they're ready to speak to someone, a potential client, or enroll a client. And that is a mistake to wait, because the most important thing that we can do if we are service providers, if you're in a coaching role or a sales role or a consulting role, is finding and speaking with your ideal clients, with those clients that you are seeking to serve. Because just through having conversations and seeking to serve, you will learn what their top of mind challenges are. And then from that point, from learning what their top of mind challenges are, then you can determine what solutions you have. So today, in honor of Whatever It Takes Wednesday, I'd encourage you to, if you're providing a service, as an example, I would encourage you to know that the path to the solution is not always a straight line. It's not always that straight arrow. There can be bumps along the road. There can be some curves, some winding roads. And I truly believe that that's why it's super important that we, as service providers, are able to reverse engineer what we would like our client journey to look like. What do we want our client journey to, our client to experience along the journey? Because there are so many different things, so many balls in the air. I know that's an analogy that we've all heard, but when you look at it from a CEO/founder perspective, they have a lot of things that they're working on. They could be working with investors. They could be working with a team. They could be working with different suppliers and vendors. So it is not just your service that they can focus on. And so we, as service providers, need to make it super easy so that we can really get cued in to what that top of mind problem is. And the only way that we're going to know that is if we ask them. So it's not about getting all the digital assets in place before you start speaking with your, ideal client. If you're looking to serve more people, then I recommend that you talk to more people. And one of the most common things that I hear is, and I had this question today, I spoke to a group virtually to the New York City Public Library. And that was a wonderful experience. I'm very grateful for that. And I look forward to connecting with a lot of those people that attended the webinar, and look forward to returning to their stage next year. It's just a really fun group. But I get this question a lot about, if you're a generalist, or if you are seeking to serve, like I hear this a lot. People say, well, I can help anyone. Well, if you have a wide array, of a generalist background, chances are you could help anyone. And I know that I've had clients show up in my practice that could really help anyone. And I've even told them that because, they may have had different C-level experience in varying, various industries, very good at problem solving. However, I still recommend that even if you are a generalist, and I have no doubt that you could probably solve any problem, provide the solutions for the clients, I still encourage you to choose an ideal client type. It doesn't mean that you have to stay with that ideal client type or that niche forever, but start there. Because remember what I was saying as far as, talking to more people, finding out what their top of mind challenges are. If we're too general when we're reaching out or when we're speaking, then we are not going to attract pretty much anyone. Okay. Or worse yet, it could be some clients that we really would prefer not to help. Maybe we just, maybe there are certain client industries, certain industry types that we're not so excited about. So, if you do find yourself in that category where you are a generalist, you could be a practicing attorney. And of course, you could have a choice in who your clients would be. But I still encourage you to choose a starting ideal client type and choose a client type that really lights you up, that you really feel a connection to. And then from there, then you can expand out. Because if you start too broad at the beginning, the risk is that you will not attract those clients that you like working with the best, or worse yet, you can attract the ones that really you're not excited about helping, or maybe your solutions don't fit them as well. So that's what I would encourage you to do. Start with some type of an ideal client. And then from there, then you can branch out. And I know that there are different teachings and different methodologies, and you have to find the one that, that works the best for you. But if we go too broad at the beginning, like I said, I have seen time and time again where, we're not saying the right things that are going to attract those right clients. Because sometimes it comes across as too general or too vague. So it's easier to start with an actual, a specific ideal client type. And then from there, like I said, then you can branch out and, discover new client types. But that is a big challenge, for the people, for the service providers that refer to themselves as generalists. And like I said, those types of clients that have had a very, wide array of experience, I truly believe that they really could help anyone, and they could do a great job at helping, any business type. But when we're, ramping up, or we're looking to, to fill our practice, if you're doing some coaching and or consulting, then I do recommend that you start with some type of a specialty at the beginning, and then you can branch out. Now, an exception to that would be if there was one particular problem that you were solving that you felt was universal. And if that was the case, I think, it would have to be super clear in the messaging, that this is a universal solution to this particular problem. And I would still call out and cite some specific examples. in different industries. So, like, if you were going to go that route, if you absolutely said, no, I do not want to choose starting ideal client type, then I would make sure that you had a universal solution to a common problem. But I would still make sure that with your social proof and with the testimonials that you were able to cite those different industry types so that you could clearly make your case like, okay, this is my universal solution and this serves these industry types. And this is what the testimonies state. And this is what the people reported as far as results. Okay. But do consider starting with some ideal client type that lights you up. If not, then, like I said, I'm giving you an alternative. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you feel that you're a generalist? Have you struggled with choosing a particular ideal client type that you provide a service to? When I first started in coaching, I was coaching specifically just healthcare executives. And then I started doing a lot of speaking engagements to technology companies, which I do have a background in technology because I worked with AT&T. So I then, besides healthcare executives, I started working with technology executives as well. Nowadays, I specifically work, I mentioned, with CEOs and founders that are looking to expand their sales and marketing and, sometimes hire me and my team as fractional sales and marketing adjunct to their company to help them get, scaled up and ramped up. So I'd love to know your thoughts. What how are you feeling with us just starting the third quarter? Are you on track? Have you already exceeded your goals? uh, Let me know. And certainly let me know if there is anything that you have questions about related to sales and marketing. I'm going to be announcing some exciting news and some exciting invitations to join us in the Happy Executive community. So I hope that you will consider joining us when I make that announcement. And certainly, like I said, if you have any particular questions, anything on your mind about sales and marketing or LinkedIn, I certainly don't know everything, but I love LinkedIn. LinkedIn is my uh, it's just been a big difference maker. I know that right now I'm on streaming, and I'm streaming to different platforms. Of course, I like Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, but LinkedIn has really been a difference maker for me. But that is because my ideal clients are on LinkedIn. So I would encourage you to think about, your ideal clients. If you are going to start with a specialty, where do they hang out? Are they online or offline or a mix of online and offline? Because wherever your potential clients hang out, that's where you need to be. You need to have a presence. I'm not saying you have to be there 100% of the time, but if your clients are in Facebook groups, then you need to be in Facebook groups. If your clients are on LinkedIn or they're on Instagram or they're on YouTube, then you need to have a presence there. Now, sometimes it's, trade organizations, different things like that. You may want to do a hybrid approach. So you're doing, or you have a team of people that do the online social media. And then maybe you say you go out and network with people, once a week. Really depends on your schedule, but you know definitely a good idea to do online and offline. I mean, it really like mixes things up, which is good. And you never know who you're going to meet, whether it be online or offline. But it's super important that you are where your potential clients are if you're a service provider, or for that matter, if you have a product. But I'm using, services as an example, because if your potential clients cannot see you, they do not hear you, then chances are they're not going to choose you and or your company to provide the services. So it's really up to us as service providers to make sure that we have a presence, whether it be in person, whether it be, like I said, social media, if it's print advertising, we need to be where our potential clients are. Because if we're not, then obviously whoever is where our potential clients are, they're going to get the business. And there is enough business out there for all of us, absolutely all of us. We just need to make sure that we are present and that we are keyed in and that we are doing and saying the right things that are going to serve our clients to the highest ability. So let me know your thoughts. I'm going to sign off here so that we can wrap up. It's a holiday in the United States tomorrow. It's the 4th of July. So I would like to wish everybody celebrating a very happy and safe 4th of July. I don't know about you, but I will not be taking my dog to any kind of fireworks because he doesn't like them. So I want to wish everyone a happy 4th, and I look forward to seeing everyone.